Okay, this is the next video in our continuation of our AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam questions, and we are covering the question from the examtopics.com. So in the last video, we have covered first 15 questions. So let's cover the next 15. So which AWS service or feature can a company use to determine which business unit is using specific AWS resource? So options are cost allocation tags, key pairs, Amazon inspector, AWS trusted advisor. So if we want to know which department or which company is being used, like which resource, we can tag those resources. So basically we can use the cost allocation tags. So key pair is like not a service, not a feature, but even using the allocation tags, we can align the unique key and the unique pair. Amazon inspector is like a different service for the security scans. Trusted advisor is also a different service just for to get the cost optimization performance recommendations. So all these are eliminated, only A is correct. So let's reveal the answer. A is correct. Let's see what people says. People said A is correct. A company wants to migrate its workload to AWS, but it lacks expertise in AWS cloud computing. Which AWS service or feature will help the company with this migration? So if you want to migrate to the AWS, but you lack some expertise and you need some consultation, like a some advice, some consultancy. So you can go with the like APN partners, the AWS partner network. So which has the AWS consulting partner. So trusted advisor is one of the service. Managed service is nothing. Artifacts just to store some documents. So the option is consulting partner only. So the B is correct, but they said D, so D is wrong, but B is correct. Which AWS service or tool should a company use to centrally request and track service limit increase? So you want to track your service quotas, so which you can use. So there is a service quotas itself, a service. If you go to the AWS console, just the service quota, you will able to see that. So AWS config is just to track your configuration changes. Service catalog is where you can see all the services. AWS budget just for the alerts. So right answer is B. Which documentation does AWS Artifact provide? So Artifact is a place where you can store where the some documentations are placed. So which documentation like AWS Artifact provides? So it's Amazon issue terms and conditions? No. AWS ISO certification? So correct. History of a company AWS spending? No. Why they will share the spending on to public? No. A list of previous generation Amazon issue? No. So B is correct. ISO certification. Even like some people give the if you go to the discussion tab, some people give the some useful link as well. If you open that, so what is AWS Artifact? So in the AWS Artifact, they provide like on-demand download of AWS security, such as AWS ISO certifications, PCI service organization control. So correct answer is AWS ISO organization. Which task requires using AWS root user credential? So out of these four operations, which you can use only using the root credential. View billing, no. Whether it's you are like normal user or root user, you can use the billing information. Changing the AWS support plan, definitely. So you have to go to the root user only to change the AWS support plan. Starting and stopping instance are totally wrong, because if you are using some another account, so you can even start your EC2 instance. AWS support case, so you can also like raise some tickets. So B is correct. So let's see next 5 question. A company needs to simultaneously process hundreds of requests from different users. Which combination of AWS service should the company use to build an operationally efficient solution? So the keywords is number hundred of requests come simultaneously. So how you can handle this much of load? So one is the queue service and the AWS service. So this looks correct, because if there are so many requests, we can put them in a queue, and we can use the Lambda to process those requests. A data pipeline EC2. So doesn't look at Kinesis. So no, Athena is just to do some running the SQL commands on the S3. AWS Amplify AppSync. So all these are wrong. So only A is correct. So they say B, but like if you go to the discussion tab, the people say A. So A is correct. What is the scope of a VPC within the AWS network? So that virtual private cloud. So what is the scope of which you can create a VPC, right? So once you create a VPC, so VPC will be created within a region, right? And once you created a VPC, one some IP address allocated to you, some range, then that range you can like span across the subnets or zones. So VPC can span all availability zones globally. So that is totally wrong. VPC is only for the one region, not for the all availability zones globally. VPC must span at least two subnet. That is wrong. We can create even one subnet. It's not mandatory to create two. VPC span at least two edge locations, so nothing related with edge location. VPC span all availability zones within AWS region. Correct. So D is correct. Which of the following are components of an AWS site-to-site VPN connection? So if you want to connect on-premises to the AWS, there are two components. So on the on-premises, there is a customer gateway, and on the AWS side, there is a virtual private gateway. So B and D looks correct. A company needs to establish a connection between two VPC. The VPC are located in two different AWS regions. The company want to use the existing infrastructure of the VPC for connection. Which AWS service or feature can be used to establish the connection? So if you want to connect two VPC, you can use the VPC pairing. So B looks correct. According to the AWS shared responsibility model, which responsibility does a customer have when using Amazon RDS to host a database? So manage connection to the database, install Microsoft SQL Server. So that is wrong. Design encryption at REST strategies, apply minor database patches. So that is wrong. Database patches will be applied by the AWS only, and we don't need to install the SQL Server. We just need to just go to the console and create the RDS and manage connection to the database and design encryption. So to me it looks like C, because like encryption at the rest is the customer responsibility. By default, AWS is not going to do the encryption on your data. So it's our responsibility to encrypt the data. But the question said design encryption at rest strategies. So that is a design. So it looks confusing, but still like it looks the correct to me. If you see the answer, the most of the people say A, but like 56% people say A, but 44% of the people say C. So if you go to this link, so one person has provided, that is the shared responsibility model, because the question is for the shared responsibility model. All right, and if you look at the shared responsibility model diagram, it is like which responsibilities are related to the customer and which responsibility are to the AWS. So here it is mentioned client side data encryption, data integrity. It's come under the customer. So that's why we go with the C. Let's cover the next 5 questions. What are some advantage of using Amazon EC2 instance to host application in the AWS instead of on-premises? What are the advantage if you use EC2 on AWS instead of on-premises? EC2 includes operating system patch management, so wrong. EC2 integrate with Amazon VPC, CloudTrail, IAM. EC2 has 100% SLA, no. EC2 has a flexible pay-as-you-go pricing model, so definitely correct, because EC2 is a flexible pay-as-you-go pricing model. But within the premises, we have to pay if you were to purchase some virtual machine, we have to pay. It doesn't matter whether we are going to use or not. EC2 has automatic storage cost optimization, so that is also correct. So D and D looks correct to me. So D and D. So even most of the people say D and D. A user needs to determine whether an Amazon EC2 instance security groups are modified in the last month. How can the user see if the change has made? So if you want to see like anything happen, like whether the EC2 instances, who terminated it, who spin up, who changed the security group, so everything will be happen using some APIs, either using console at the backend, some APIs will be hit. So you can easily like all. So let's read the options. Use Amazon EC2 to see if the security group has changed. So no, we can't see. Use IAM, no. Use CloudTrail. So CloudTrail is one of the service where we can, which will track the APIs, like which APIs like a hit on the which services. So you can use the CloudTrail to see if the security group has changed. CloudWatch is to store the logs, so D is wrong. So option C looks correct. Okay, so question number 20. Which AWS service will help protect application using AWS from DDoS attacks? So this already we covered, that is the AWS Shield. Which AWS service or feature act as a firewall for Amazon EC2 instance? So network ACL, Elastic Network Interface, VPC, security group. So the question is firewall for the EC2. So for the EC2 level, we can block anything using the security group, and for the subnet level, it is NACL. So right here, the question says the EC2 level. So the option is D. How does the AWS cloud pricing model differ from the traditional on pricing storage pricing model? So AWS resource do not incur cost. There are no infrastructure operating cost. There are no upfront cost commitments. There are no software license. So there are definitely software license cost, but there are no infrastructure operating cost. If we use the AWS, we have to just pay for the price to compute whatever we are using or to whatever we are storing. But there is no infrastructure, so like operating cost. So B looks correct. They said like C, but like there are no upfront cost. So most of the people say C, but like B looks correct. There are no infrastructure operating cost. So some people say C, but that doesn't look correct to me. So, but B looks correct. But even if you think the C could be correct, you can like let me know, or maybe like if any of the answer, because this website has the good questions, but the problem with this website is like we don't know what is the correct answer and what is like incorrect answer. So only option we have, like we go to the discussion community, and the community is very useful. So people are discussing like with each other, they are sharing their like knowledge, and they are saying okay, this could be the correct answer, and they are also sharing the reason why this could be the correct answer. So every person has the like different views. We have to just go with the most voted, or like if we think okay, that person has give some valid justification by sharing some official AWS document. Okay, so let's pose like example for this question. So let's see why the people say there are no upfront cost commitments. So I believe B. So this person say B because on AWS you pay for storage compute, you don't pay for infra. That is definitely correct. So this, and when there are so many like upvotes, all right, and it cannot be C. Okay, okay. They said C is correct, but there is only one upvote, so doesn't look correct. So they are also said C. There is only one upvote. So who said C? Like the people are not getting the votes, but who are said B? They are getting like so much votes. So B looks correct. So that's it. That's the end of the video. In the next video, we will cover the next maybe 15 to 20 question. So thank you.